All right, so this week on Eat Like a Local, we're gonna explore the Vietnamese food in our city. We have the second largest Vietnamese population in the country. So when we start talking about Vietnamese food, there's so many different styles, and I think people kind of generalize it to saying pho and banh mi. Yes, the banh mi in this city is delicious. What makes it so good? Crisp texture of the bread. It's like glass, super crispy, delicious fresh ingredients inside. But we're also going to take a look at more family-style Vietnamese where folks can sit around a table and make their own spring rolls, spend hours together. It's a beautiful city to live in. Let's go eat. We're at Saigon Pagac, one of my favorite restaurants in the city. Classic Vietnamese, the OG. 34 years they've been open. We're gonna roll our own spring rolls. We're gonna grill our own meats. It's absolutely just a fantastic experience. Good for families, good for friends, good for hanging out, spend time with the loved ones and make delicious food, all right? Let's go check this out. We got a lunch special. All of our city is beautiful, but I love Vietnamese culture, and I love Vietnamese food, and I love everything about it. It just makes me so happy. The flavors are perfect for anybody that cooks. Herbaceous and spicy and sour and kind of funky, and like everything on the palate is perfect. I had eaten at a lot of Vietnamese restaurants in the city, but when I first came here, this was different.
We specialize in 7 course of beef, which is beef cooked 7 ways. And we've had spring rolls before, right? So it's DIY spring rolls. So we bring out all the fresh veggies and then rice paper and then the meats, and then you roll it up and make a spring roll.
There's not a lot of places that do it this way.
A lot of stuff traditional stuff that's kind of disappearing, and I still want to keep that tradition to keep going on, moving on.
Well, you should hold on to that, right? What made, I guess, your pops make the decision that this was that style?
He wanted to bring something unique and different to Houston, and also for the community to come and gather. Because usually, you make spring rolls at home, have it at a meal at home, and he wanted to bring it out for the community.
It literally is one of the most beautiful pictures when the table gets set, and it's like anybody that I bring here is just like,
where do you start?
What is going on?
So today at Saigon Pagac, I invited a friend, Justice Stapleton, meteorologist, KPRC, come make spring rolls.
We got a whole oven roasted catfish here.
I went ahead and tore into that.
I see that.
It's one of those things when it sits in front of me, I'm just gonna start eating.
Never had a chance, did it?
No, doesn't. Still
And then
won't.
on the skillet here, we got the lemongrass beef cooking, beef wrapped with betel leaf, which is a favorite here, the Vietnamese savory crepe.
It's not that soft kind of crepe that the French style of crepe, right?
It's crispy.
It's that crispy, crunchy, like,
Seafood salad and chow tub with vermicelli.
It's one of my favorites.
Okay.
Right, so
what is this here?
it's just pureed shrimp, if you will.
Ooh.
Like this right here is probably one of my favorites. I'm gonna give you just this big old bite right here. It's got some onion. It's got some little pickled lotus.
Lotus root.
Lotus
yes.
root.
Oh, wow.
Some pork, some poached shrimp, and then this right here, like I just showed you, is a little bit of jellyfish.
Jellyfish, get out.
Yeah, so but it's one of these little perfect bites.
Uh-huh.
And so, I mean, it's vinegary, it's acidic,
Yeah.
but then again, it's got that,
Jellyfish. I don't think I've ever had jellyfish before. It's the first time.
welcome to the new world.
No.
Delicious.
That's good. Just with the catfish here, in my head, I think fried catfish, right?
Yeah.
Especially in the South here, you think fried catfish. What makes this so sort of unique and a fan favorite here?
It's this beautiful whole catfish that's roasted in the oven and has shallots and fried onions and peanuts.
When you walk through here, there's a catfish here, there's a catfish there, there's a catfish here, there's a catfish there.
Yeah.
When you get into it, you get that catfish that's really soft, supple, and
Flakes
delicate.
over real well too, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We're gonna make some spring rolls.
I'm ready, let's do it.
All right, and I'm gonna let Jacqueline kind of walk you through this.
So rice paper, we're gonna dip it into the water
Okay.
really quick, just enough where it's wet.
And
Okay.
what you're doing is you're taking this dried rice sheet and you're rehydrating it, right? So when you do it in the water, all you really, like that,
Okay.
right? You don't want to let it sit in there.
So just a dipper.
Yes.
Yeah, she has a pro tip.
I'll take her word for it. She probably knows how to. She's done a few of these in her day, huh?
Probably way better than me.
So my pro tip is to have two
Okay.
and put it side by side,
Okay.
like a Venn diagram.
Oh, there you go.
Or a MasterCard logo.
Yeah.
And so that you can put more goodies inside.
Okay.
And it won't break.
Almost like a burrito.
Yes.
And then you roll from there. Okay.
You're making a bigger spring roll. For
Okay.
me, I like concise little bites, right? I'm gonna have probably, like those, I'm gonna need like 2.
Yeah.
This, I'm gonna have like 6 different bites.
Yeah.
Right? I know the math doesn't really add up, but
okay.
in my head it works.
Well, I was told there's no math here today.
Well, if you don't think about it, it makes sense.
All right. Let's
All
do
right,
it.
you're just gonna add a little bit of all of these kind of flavors
Okay.
into it. So you got the mint, you got some shiso, a little, maybe throw a cucumber in there just
Oh,
to give you a
yeah.
bite of freshness. She's
Yeah.
got
Ooh,
it for you.
definitely
Some
want
pickled cucumber.
Yeah.
Try the plantain.
Okay.
It's different, but it has a nice crunch.
Okay, I'll throw it in here. Ooh. Yeah.
Ready, nice and charred. And put it right on your plate.
Thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
That's wonderful.
I
You
got
got
it.
one, Chris?
I got
Okay.
it. Chris, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. Look at that. Oh, that smells wonderful.
It smells great, right?
Yeah, that smells wonderful.
So with this now, you're gonna roll it over
Okay.
one time,
Okay.
and then fold the sides.
Oh, you
in.
weren't kidding, Jacqueline. Look at that. It's really gotten sticky.
Yeah, and then you fold the sides in.
Okay.
And so
think I got this.
that's my perfect size right there.
It's a good bite.
But you know
Okay.
what? That's perfect because at the
Yeah, I
end of the
did it.
day,
Look at that.
You don't have to be perfect at it.
Right.
It's just a vehicle.
Right.
Right.
Well, and I feel like this is something that is fun if you have kids, if you've got relatives in town.
You're probably here for 2 hours, but
Yeah.
you're here with your family, you're here with your friends, you're here with your loved ones, or just people that you want to engage with, right?
You're just gonna take your time.
You're gonna take your time and you're gonna have all of these bites, right? You threw in the bonsai, which is a good lettuce leaf, the bolalat, which is, I mean, I'll put that in a spring roll, or I'll just sit and pound those, because after
really-
I feel like, oh, I've had about 6 of these, I need to stop. I'm probably gonna eat a couple more of those just on their own, because why not? These little bites, it's perfect, because I'm changing my palate up every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time I'm like, ha-ha, gotcha. You thought you were getting, nah. You know, so it just gives you that ability.
I'm getting this wild flavor. I think it's this.
Yeah,
What
shiso.
is this, Jacqueline?
In English, it's like shiso.
shiso, yeah.
Shiso.
Okay.
It's like a citrusy, like vibrant.
That's what I'm tasting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what
Flavor.
that was. The cool thing I think about Houston in particular is that you can find authenticity.
You know, the food that I love to cook, people always ask, like, how did you learn this? Did you go spend time in Thailand? Did you go to India? Did you go to Vietnam? No, I came up and down the streets of our city. I sat and I talked to Jacqueline. I was like, I need to learn more.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, well, let's show you these. Let's show you this. Let's show you this. Let's show you this.
Yeah.
And it made me inspired to want to be a part of our city and to be a part of our community through its food. And through more than that, the people.
Yeah.
As a kid from Oklahoma, born in Nebraska, grew up in Oklahoma,
Yeah.
and came down here. But this is what kept me here, was food. Really challenging my own preconceived notions, right? The first time I sat down and I was like, what is that? And they're like, it's nak mam. And I'm like, what? And they're like, fish sauce. I'm like, nope,
Right.
I'll take the peanut sauce.
Yeah.
And then like at one point I was like, oh, I'm just gonna pour this onto a dish and try it. I'm gonna go in.
That's right.
And I was like, what was I doing wrong here? Because actually I was doing everything wrong.
Right.
In Vietnam, the average household is 5 gallons of fish sauce per year.
Wow.
On an American scale, could you imagine going through 5 gallons of ketchup in a year?
No.
No way.
No.
That can't be wrong. Right? It's only right.
That's a good point.
All right, let's talk about fish sauce. I'm a very particular person when it comes to fish sauce. My favorite is red boat traditionally. So you got to search for it. It's a little bit more expensive because all it is anchovies and salt. And having seen it, like they're just catching black anchovies out of the Sea of Vietnam and then throwing rock salt on it right as it's on the deck of the boat. So it starts the fermentation right there. And then it goes into cedar vats for 365 days, and then it's strained off, put into a bottle. That's it. There's no additives. There's no flavorings added to it. There's no sugar added to it. It is anchovy and salt. That's it. And that's what I look for when I start looking at fish sauce. It's like, I don't want to have 12 ingredients or 6 ingredients. But it says extract. I'm traditionally not inclined to do that too much. Although, if you're making big vats of like nak chum, it really makes sense. But if you're using fish sauce as an ingredient into your food, be a little bit more careful about what you buy. All right? That brings us back to the 2 sauces at Saigon Pagac. Nak chum.
Yeah, nuc chum is the traditional.
Everything about that says sweet, salty, a little bit of spicy,
a little bit of funky, and acidic.
Yes.
And so that's what, you know, when you start to talk about how your palate works, that's hitting all of it. And then there's the other.
It's called mum nem.
Mum nem?
Yes. But to translate, it's anchovies. I know both sauces are anchovies, but like you said, it's like more fermented.
It's funkier.
It's stronger, it's really concentrated. But we mix it with our special spices, and then there's pineapple to sweeten it up.
That first smell, that's aggressive. But then you taste it and you're like, that's sweet and delicious and kind of funky. And it really does define the party. That's some OG stuff right there. Can't get that anywhere. Just telling you. You can get it here though, baby.
Excellent.
All right, what do you order at Saigon Pagac? I'm gonna narrow this down for you. Lemongrass beef. This is the one you're gonna cook at the table, make your own spring rolls with. Delicious. Banh sao or the savory crepe, absolutely fantastic. Bolalat, beef wrapped in betel leaf and then grilled. Chow tum, which is the sugarcane shrimp. You want a beverage? Soda chun moi. It is the beginning of Gatorade. Now we're gonna head to Cali. Delicious banh mi, Vietnamese egg rolls, Vietnamese iced coffee. It's my jam. Let's go. We're on Travis and Anita, one of my favorite spots in the city. Quick lunch, Cali sandwich. Arguably, in my book, one of the best banh mi's in this city. The chai go or the Vietnamese egg rolls, wrapped up in lettuce, dipped in nak mam. Awesome. Spring rolls, delicious. You want a rice bowl? They got it. You want a noodle bowl? Do the same thing. Fantastic. Let's go in and talk to Andrew. Maybe mom's here. I know she's here. They're open, she's here. All right, let's go in and check it out. This is one of my favorite restaurants in the city, hands down, has been for a long time. Your mom, when she opened up her first restaurant?
1993.
1993?
Yeah.
I mean, 30 years now?
30 years, yeah.
30 years?
Yeah.
You grew up in this. You were born into this, but your mom is a special woman.
Yeah.
So, which makes you a special human being too.
Me, yeah.
She does push
Yeah.
you. Yeah. She pushes me.
She pushes everybody.
There's lines in here every day. I mean, how many banh mi you go through on a busy day?
700. Yeah.
That's a lot of sandwiches, baby. I mean, 700 sandwiches in an afternoon. That's a ton. This isn't a city of the $15 banh mi. What do you guys charge for a banh mi? It's like $4, right?
Yeah.
For a delicious sandwich.
Yeah.
Like, we can get into this. That is
The grilled pork. There you go.
just, I mean, that's the best deal in the city.
Yeah.
And there's no wonder you sell 600 of these in a day.
It's quick, it's fast, good. On the go.
3 sandwiches. These are some of the best versions of them in the city. Barbecue pork is probably one of your best-selling sandwiches, too.
It's our top selling sandwich, yeah.
The
Barbecue
combo,
pork.
which is, the combo is, I mean, here's the anatomy of this, right? Look, that's packed,
Yeah.
right? But what makes a banh mi a banh mi? First off, bread.
Bread, yeah.
And you guys are very specific about the bread that you
Yeah.
use. You have basically one person making your bread, right?
Yep.
You don't outsource it anywhere,
No,
just
one person. Yeah. I've been doing it for 30 years. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Same person all
Same person. Yeah.
Boy, that's consistency right there. And that's what makes this restaurant what it is consistency. So you're getting the bread every day,
Fresh bread every day.
fresh bread every day, and then you can hear it.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this one so good. So bread, you got pickled daikon and carrots,
Cilantro.
If you guys like heat, there's always a jalapeno in here. And then this has got like chalua and steamed pork or barbecue pork, pate,
And the butter.
and the butter.
That's the most important.
And the butter. And this is like Streets of Vietnam classic,
Yeah.
right? This is the one that you get all the time. Like if you just order a banh mi in Vietnam, this is it.
Yeah.
That's street food.
Yeah.
So when people ask me like, what do you think the dish of Houston is?
Banh mi. Yeah.
To me, it's
Yeah.
banh mi,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Banh mi or pho.
Yeah.
That's just delightful. Everything about this screams home to me.
All different texture, flavor.
Because you've got the nice cleanness. Actually, it's really clean. The chalua and the barbecue pork and everything. And then you've got that vinegar from the pickle. That's a good sandwich. I like the wonton soup or the seafood soup.
Wonton soup. That's the one that goes.
Wonton soup is kind of the winner. People don't really understand. They think it's just going to bowl of soup with little wonton noodles, or wontons, but that's not it. Right? You guys have egg noodle, pork, shrimp,
garnish, cilantro, onions. Yeah.
But I think the one thing that I like about that is also lettuce. Yeah. Right? It's completely weird and different, but it really works, which I think the lettuce leaf in a hot bowl of soup, it took me a minute to wrap my head around it, and then when I started just like this and just throwing it in, this brings so much flavor to the party because it is basically a carrier of all things good back into your face.
Yeah, I agree.
Pho is traditionally a breakfast dish.
Yeah.
Can be.
Yeah, can be. Yeah.
I mean, we're in Vietnam, there's always like pho in the morning.
Pho in the morning, late at night now, yeah.
It's always. This was the food that, like, when we travel, this is when I come home. You always see me here if I'm leaving or coming or going.
Yep.
Like, we gotta go catch a plane. I'm eating here before we go, or we get back. I'm like, I'm eating here. It makes me know I'm in Houston. Vietnamese egg rolls, spring rolls. Here's the thing about the spring roll. Traditionally, if you order a spring roll, what do you get?
Usually shrimp and steamed pork.
Shrimp and steamed pork. Yeah. But at this restaurant specifically, your mom turned me on to this one time.
Barbecue pork.
Barbecue pork.
Yeah.
Right? So it is the anatomy of a spring roll here. Rice paper, vermicelli, bean sprout, lettuce. And then if you just stick with the traditional, which there's nothing wrong with that too, steamed pork, a couple of shrimp, really beautiful. But this one is all that delicious, like marinated grilled pork. Talk to me about this.
Fried egg rolls. That's my favorite. Yeah.
I will say, I have not had a better one in Houston, which to me, when I talk about Vietnamese food, and the Vietnamese food that's in Houston is the best. There's not a better one.
Thank you.
Right? So let's talk about the DNA of this. So it's similar to this paper.
Similar rice paper, yeah.
And then the filling.
You got
it's just
pork, shrimp, carrots, taro. Yeah. Mushrooms, noodles, vermicelli.
I mean, this is a perfect combination. So the idea behind this is you got your lettuce.
Lettuce wrap.
Right. I always break this little piece off. Cilantro, basil, kind of the MO. This, and then you kind of just roll it up. Right. And this is what makes like Vietnamese food what it is. It's very clean. It's fresh. Even you're taking a fried egg roll, like a chago, and making it. In my mind, I'm healthy. Right. I got lettuce. I got herbs. Sauce is
fish sauce with garlic chili paste. Yeah.
So fish sauce, vinegar, sugar, water, chili sauce. Done. Right. And so that's just in here, and then. I mean, texture and flavor on that, second to none.
Thank you.
We've really got the kind of spread of what you should order. Barbecue pork, my go-to on this. Throw a fried egg on it. I mean, perfection. My wife's order, the shredded chicken. The classic here.
Combination.
Chago, the fried egg rolls. And then spring rolls, get it with the steamed pork or the shrimp or
barbecue pork.
And if you really want something a little bit different, you can ask Andrew, hey, can I do the barbecue pork spring rolls with mint? Which is how your mom made it for me one time. It brightens it up. It's really delicious. My cooks and friends and staff, they'd come to work. I'm like, what are you eating before you come in? They're like, we just stop and get like a burger through the drive-thru or whatever. I'm like, why? Experience this city. If you're in this area, you need to come down to Cali Sandwich because for the same price you're buying not very good, you can have delicious. All right, so what do you order at Cali Sandwiches? Here you go. Egg rolls, yes, that is a must. There's not a better one in the city. Barbecue pork spring rolls, yes, they are not on the menu. You just have to ask for the barbecue pork. Barbecue pork banh mi. You see a trend here? My wife is a big shredded chicken person. They always run out, get that early. Wonton soup with egg noodle, get the one with the noodles. Do not sleep on the Vietnamese coffee because you will not sleep after you have the Vietnamese coffee. Oh man. We'll talk about that next.
Nothing says Houston to me like Vietnamese iced coffee. It is absolutely fantastic. Rich with coffee notes, super strong, get you going. Sweetened condensed milk just puts it right over the top. That's what I'm talking about. You all right?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, baby. How are you?
I'm fine.
It's early morning, coffee
You
time.
the one made me fine.
Huh?
Okay? You the one made me happy. You
Yeah, I
make
know.
my day every
There
day.
you go. Just wanted to come by and have a coffee real quick.
Okay.
This is the elixir that is fantastic, right? This is just the iced coffee. So what we're talking, all right, so they've got this little container, it's got the cup below it, and then they put the coffee grinds in it. Chicory coffee, traditionally. They pour the water over the top, slow drip, let it steep through, and then it gets more than any human should consume, sweetened condensed milk. They pour the coffee in it, stir it, the ice dilutes it down, but you want to get fired up for the day? I wouldn't suggest drinking this after like 3 o'clock, unless you got a long, long night ahead of you, but at 10 a.m., this is fire. This will do it for me. Let's talk about some other places in our city that are fantastic for Vietnamese. Nam Giao, Banh Bao for sure, mini rice pancakes, the baby clam salad with rice, and then the mi quang, which is a turmeric noodle with this rich, intense broth, absolutely delicious. Then head on down the street to Bodart Bistro, the Nim Nhung, the pork sausage wrapped in rice paper. Make sure you get the ones with the little fried egg roll skin in the middle. The sauce is super unique. It's like egg drop soup. It's very traditional to just Bodart Bistro. The banh nat, which is little rice cakes with shrimp, and the banh sao, always a classic and one of my favorites, Vietnamese crepe wrapped in lettuce. Win, one of my favorites, duck and cabbage salad, this braised duck with shredded cabbage, spicy kind of ginger vinaigrette, fantastic. Then the grilled pork wrapped in soft rice paper, and then also one of my true favorites is a char grilled beef short rib. They're absolutely fantastic. Then let's head on over to Tien An. Banh sao is the move here. And then also the grilled pork with the egg roll over the rice noodles. Get the banh coon. It's a rice noodle. Fantastic. So, Cali sandwich, Saigon Pagac. We've seen Vietnamese food in this city now. Just 2 different styles. There's so many different styles here though. And you just gotta get out and explore, all right? You just gotta ask yourself, what's next? See you next week.